What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Carolina Auto Direct and we get to take a look at this gorgeous Porsche 718 Cayman GT4. So huge shout out to them for providing this sports car for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. They have an awesome selection of pre-owned inventory. All that info is down in the description. But as you can tell, this Porsche model here is finished off in a beautiful blue and it has a list price right around $140,000. So to start off today's review, we're gonna take a look at what powers this Cayman. It has a mid-engine 4-liter flat 6, which of course you cannot see. The only access points you have on the left side and the right side is for coolant and oil, so you can top those off as needed. And this engine here is paired with the 6-speed manual. This will pump out 414 horsepower around 7,600 RPM and 309 pound-feet of torque around 5,000 RPM. It is rear-wheel drive, weighs in right around 3,200 pounds. 0 to 60 for the manual is 4.2 seconds. It'll do the quarter mile in 11.9 seconds at 120 miles an hour. It also has a top speed of 188 miles an hour, and its fuel capacity is 16.9 gallons. You can expect to see around 16 miles per gallon in the city and 23 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 97.8 inches. Its overall length is 175.5. It has a width of 70.9 and a height of 50 inches. So now as we take a look at the exterior for this 718 Cayman, we're gonna start off with these bi-xenon headlights. So they have a really nice design. You can see in each of the corners, we have some more lighting, really nice clean housing running down, matching all the bodywork around it. And then just up underneath, you can see the LED DRLs and LED turn signals. So they're very flush and hidden within that trim, just to give it a really clean look. And you'll also notice too, we have plenty of cutouts running throughout this bumper to provide maximum cooling to all of the front components. And you'll see too, on the corner sides, we have functional air inlets that will extract out the side of the bumper. So that way you can have better aerodynamics and all of that air can get channeled right around the front end. And then you'll see right in the middle, we have the Porsche badge, along with some more vents just in the upper section here, so we can get a little bit more cooling. And then down in the lower section, there's also the GT4 badge. So it definitely gives it a very clean and aggressive look at the same time. And also while we're up front, we do have the front trunk storage space. So this is the key fob for the GT4. You can see it is body colored, really cool to see that. We have unlock lock, you can open up the front and open up the rear from the key fob. So all I have to do is hold on that and you can hear it release just like a hood would. We have the latch up under and we can open this up. Or you'll see I have all of my equipment in here right now. This is a very, very deep trunk. You could easily pack for 2 people and put groceries, items like that in here. It definitely provides a lot for this mid-engine vehicle. So this would make it for a great daily with the amount of interior storage that it has to offer. And then as we work our way to the side, my favorite part of this particular GT4 is the wheel color against this exterior blue. So we have a very nice set of 20-inch wheels. You can see GT4 right in the middle for the rotors. They measure 16.1 inches up front and 15.4 inches in the rear. And this does have 6 pistons up front and 4 pistons in the rear. So plenty of stopping power. As we work our way back to this front tire, you can see where I was talking about that air inlet on the side of the bumper corresponds with the one that I showed up front. We have the body colored side mirrors. We even have more air inlets just behind the doors, so you can see all of that extra cooling to the engine. And then as we work our way to the back, right off the bat, you can see this massive fixed wing, all body colored, of course. Really nice design to it. You can see the Porsche logo right in the middle, along with GT4. This does have a backup camera, and all the parking sensors are body colored, making them very flush and hidden. And then down in the lower section, we have the dual exhaust along with the rear diffuser there. And then while we're back here, we might as well take a look at the rear storage area. So all I need to do is hold this button on the key fob and that will automatically pop open. From there, we can lift this up the rest of the way. And you already kind of got a sneak peek of this area when I was talking about the engine, but combined with the front trunk storage area, you have plenty of space. There's a small shelf up top where you could maybe put some items. We have this amount of storage where you could place some bags or other items. So it's awesome to see that split design. For being a mid-engine, you have a lot of room. There's also some compartments to the left side and the right side. You can slide those open. They're pretty deep. So you can put tools or other smaller items that you may have and you don't want them to roll around, which is great to see. And then it's very easy to close that up. So that is a look at the exterior for this beautiful GT4. I love the combo with the wheels and this color. But now it's time to take a look at the interior. So I'm going to unlock it with a key fob. And I forgot to mention that the door handles are actually gloss black. So it's a really nice trim piece against this exterior blue. And working our way to this door panel now, you can see we have leather and Alcantara, really nice white and silver stitching. And this trim piece here has a really nice design running almost the length of the door. We have all the window controls and side mirror adjustments. You can see the speaker along with a little bit of storage space. And you can even open up the one in the rear here just to give you a little bit more space. And we also have the strap for the release handle. So we have some weight savings by having the strap, just gives it more of that race inspired design. You'll see GT4 down on the door sill. And this particular model has the optional carbon bucket racing seats. We have GT4 in the headrest. More of that silver stitching. Look at all the carbon fiber on the backing. These are very, very sturdy seats lined with Alcantara and leather. They have no adjustments for recline. We have a height adjustment and the manual adjustment to move this forwards and backwards. And you'll also notice down below we have a release for the trunk as well as for the storage in the rear. And now it's time to work our way to the interior for this GT4. So we have those carbon bucket seats, as I mentioned. I have the driver door open up all the way. And at 5'10", it's really not that hard to get in. We do have a pretty high lip here for your leg support there, but it's easy to clear. We have that grab handle. And you'll see the Alcantara makes its way to the steering wheel. More of that stitching is on the inside. We have the center stripe in the same color, so it's very subtle, but really nice to see. And we have the manual adjustment for the seat, so I can pull on this lever here to work my way forwards. And then you'll see we have the ignition over on this left side. So with the key, I can insert that. With my foot on the brake and the clutch, it's time to start this up. And then as you just heard, this car sounds amazing. As we work our way to this gauge cluster now, you'll see over on the left side is the miles per hour. Front and center is the tach. There's also a gear indicator in that smaller screen. We have another miles per hour just below that. And then over on that right screen, you can see we have the fuel level up top as well as the outside temperature and the time. And then you can go through all of that information by using the stalk over on the right side of the steering wheel. So right now you can see the gear shift assist. If I scroll down, you can look at the G-force meter. You can also look at your maximum G-force. If I go down one more time, you can pull up performance and either look at torque or power, just depending on what you'd like to see. We can also pull up vehicle vitals, so you can go through all this information and look at all of these settings, just depending on what you need to see. You can also go into the audio, look at your trip information and all of that. You can reset it as well. We also have TPMS. You can look at your tire type as well as your fill information, and then you can pull up the lap timer as well, be able to start that and stop it. Also over on the left side, we have the e-brake down below, along with all the headlight controls. There's also one air vent. You can see the entire dash is covered in leather. We even have more Alcantara lining the entire headliner and leather on the sun visors. You'll see right in the middle, we have a clock along with two air vents. And then just below that, we have this touchscreen system. There's a good amount of information to go through. You can see radio. If we go into car, you can look at all of this vital information. I can click on home here, where you can go to media and phone along with your sound. If you click on my screen, you can pull this up with some information that you use the most. You'll see a compass along with the radio and some other info. And then we also have set, so you can go through this information and customize it the way you'd like to. You'll also see we have volume and phone over on that left side, so you can mute those as needed. There is a CD player underneath it. You can see Porsche also spelled out. We have tuning on this left side here. You also have a back button and an option button too, so you can pull up some more information. You can see navigation and map along with home and car, so everything I just went over. You also have phone and media. We do have the dual zone climate, so you have that adjustments for driver and passenger, along with where you'd like the air to go. Fan speed is right in the middle, and then we have a few recirc buttons on that left side. As we work our way to the 6-speed manual now, you'll see the shift boot is finished off in more Alcantara. To put this into reverse, we're gonna go all the way over to the left and up, and you'll see the backup camera up here with the guidelines, so it definitely gives you a lot of graphics for what's behind you. We have the hazards and lock behind that. And then just behind that, you'll see the exhaust note button, as you just heard. We have the engine start stop along with the auto blip. You have two different suspension settings and then two different traction control buttons where you can turn that off, of course. A little bit of storage right in the middle. You can see more Alcantara stitching and leather on the center armrest. And then working our way to the passenger side, you'll see we have the glove box along with a USB so you can charge electronics if needed. This entire piece is covered in Alcantara, and we even have cup holders that are hidden. So you can push on these and pop those out when needed, which is a really nice feature. And I love the trim on this cover. You can see it's finished off in a brushed material, matches nicely with the other materials. We'll get one last look at these beautiful seats. Definitely very supportive. Now this model does not have back seats, as you saw, so this is the view out of the rear glass there. And then up top you can see the dome lights as well. All right, so now that we are behind the wheel of this GT4, Brian is joining me because this has been a car that we have been wanting to drive for a couple years now.
Since the first generation came out.
And not doing anything crazy. I'm still keeping it under 3,000 RPM. This has just been a very cool vehicle to check out. I love everything about it. We've been able to drive a lot of Porsches this year, and the more that we drive them, if you've seen those videos, we're falling in love with them. With the price point of the GT4s, they start around 100 grand. You're getting into a pretty serious supercar almost at that level. And comparing it to my Audi R8, which is in a similar price range, I don't know which one I would rather have. I mean, because this is a quicker car. It's a lot more modern.
Much more track focused.
Right, especially with these seats.
Yeah. So we got the 4-liter naturally aspirated engine from the 911s.
Yeah.
So the cool thing with the GT4 is they basically took the Cayman and stuck in a 911's motor, which is way different. Where does it redline?
8,000.
Yeah, so in the GT3s that we drove, you know how they ripped up to redline?
Yeah.
We'll have to, of course, give it a little bit of gas down the fun roads, but with exhaust valve open.
Yeah.
You get that crazy motor in the smaller car, much better balanced mid-engine car instead of the rear-engine cars.
Right.
So it's cool what the concept of a GT4 is, I think.
And it drives so smooth. You know, we're in some traffic right now, but the clutch pedal is super light. I love this shifter, as you'll feel.
Yeah.
It's just so notchy getting into that gear. But let's turn on that exhaust note now.
Do auto blipping and suspension.
And
I love these tight seats, like we're so in the car.
go down to second gear. I know, right? I wouldn't say it's crazy fast. Now, you know, I didn't put my foot to the floor.
And this is stock.
Yeah, this is stock. You can tell that this just wants to keep going.
Yeah.
Obviously to that 8,000.
If it had a full exhaust like the GT3s you drove, it would have that kind of sound.
Yeah.
But what about the turning, though?
Dude, this is handling so well. We're on the gas here.
You can just feel the car. Like, I'm literally just stuck in the car, just whatever direction you're going. Yeah, it's not that fast.
It's not that fast, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fun car.
It's a car that you can have fun in without breaking too many laws.
Yeah.
You're not going to be, you're not in a Turbo S where you're going to hit 150 without thinking.
Yeah.
You can play with the gears and stuff like that.
Yeah, it gives you that usable power for the streets.
And after driving the GT3s, I've been looking at these because I can afford one of these. And you get almost that same drive.
Wow. I know, it's fun just getting up to the speed limit there.
And even the normal things, I love how this one's pretty nicely spec'd with the additional leather on everything, Alcantara on everything.
Yeah.
Really cool to see carbon back seats.
What do you think of these seats, now that we put a few miles on it?
I'm not the biggest fan, quite honestly. They do have one control on the side where you can control it. It basically, I do like how they've done it. As it goes down, it also reclines. So as I go up higher in actual height, I get more and more straight up. I'm 5'11". You know, I wish they were a little more reclined, but I think you might be able to unbolt them and remount the seat at least.
Possibly.
But
I don't know that part. But
you know, these are track seats, so if you're on the track, obviously you want these seats. You do have to fall into the seats.
Yeah, it's different on this side.
We're slender body types, and it's, you know, a little tight getting into.
And what I do love about this car is the fact that we have a good amount of overall visibility. So even with the pillars in the back there, it's really not all that bulky.
Yeah, and I like how we have hill start assist, which is a good touch for a nice manual car like this.
We even have the engine start stop feature. I let the clutch out in neutral and the whole engine shut off. It's kind of weird in a manual to see that.
I love Porsche, how they put their shifter so close to the steering wheel.
I know, isn't it? It's not crazy loud, but I think we're a little spoiled in the GT3 RS we drove.
Yeah, you're in a straight pipe GT3. It is so flat.
Here we go. I mean,
it's one of those engines, it just goes. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so fun to rev this engine. Like, that was a little over 5,000, 6,000, which is still not even redlining. Which I love an engine like this because it has so much to it.
Like my car.
Yeah,
My car redlines to 8.
You can use the engine because, you know, if I want a short shift, which I do that a lot because, you know, you don't want to break every speed limit out there.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to still rip on your engine and use it. Guys, not gonna lie, I have been really searching GT3s or GT4s because brand new, I know I could order one. I built one for 115 and used. They're of course going for more than that because it takes, I don't know, maybe a year to get.
Yeah.
But speccing a brand new one or even getting like the first year one, they're in the low hundreds as well. This is an attainable, like, track car, high-end car. It's not just, you know, like a souped-up Mustang. It's a high-performance Porsche model, which is right in par with, like, a GT3.
Yeah.
And you can add a decent amount of options without going too crazy.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's definitely
cool
sweet.
for sure.
I'm glad we got to drive it.
Yeah, I wanted to drive one since the beginning, quite honestly.
Yeah.
The thing I like about this is, being based off the Cayman, you have the 2 trunks. And since there's no back seats or anything, it's just kind of confined to itself, and you have quite a lot of storage space to make it a usable car.
Oh yeah, I would say there's more space than in my R8.
Oh, probably
The
5
fact
times.
that you have the back, the
Yeah.
front's a little bit larger, but I don't have back like this, so.
Probably 5 times bigger in space.
Yeah,
But
so.
then you get that mid-engine, such a shrink-wrap car, you really feel the car is completely tight around you and
Yeah.
handles so well, and the shifter, that is the best manual. I know people always talk about Porsche shifters,
Yeah.
and they talk about them for a reason.
Oh yeah.
And as far as even suspension ride quality, we've been in the performance mode. It's a composed car, like
It really hasn't been that bad.
really no
to be
loose
honest.
ends.
Yeah.
Porsche, obviously top-notch exotic company, luxury company,
But.
top-notch car for sure.
Oh yeah.
And definitely something on the radar to pick up because it's actually an attainable, almost supercar-ish, but definitely cool car.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
I've been speccing them for a reason.
But that's going to end it, you guys, for our walk-around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 718 Cayman GT4. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Definitely an awesome, attainable Porsche to get. Once again, huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this car for me today. Check out their website. That's down in the description. Give this video a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button to stay up to date with our daily uploads. We'll see you guys in the next video.